Yeah, obviously. I mean, Jay, Stu, and I, it sucks when your team has a 27-0 lead and then they become the old Clemson of college football, right? Clemsoning is now chargering. And Clemsoning was back in the day Clemson would always compete with the Florida States of the world, but then they jump up and lose to somebody that they shouldn't have lost to, and NC State was talented, but you lose to an NC State or you lose to a Wake Forest or whatever. It's like that one loss that would keep them out, and they didn't Clemson when they had Deshaun Watson. So now they're charging. Speaking of Deshaun Watson, that poison pill's being tasted all over the league, especially in Baltimore, where everything that we thought, everything that we believed, okay, everything that we thought, everything we believed, despite the clarification that Lamar Jackson posted and all of the sycophants who are on Twitter and in the media, as opposed to what Mike Vick said, because I'm sure he probably knew, is Lamar Jackson could have played. He didn't. His team lost. The end. I got to tell you, it's disgraceful. It's disgraceful. Okay? No one has said he's faking an injury. No one has said it. But, oh yeah, by the way, you got RG3 showing his knee getting contorted when he played for the Redskins and using that as a parallel. It's not close to first of all, RG3 tore his ACL in college. Second of all, it was an ACL, not a PCL. Third of all, it wasn't like it just happened last week. It happened over a month and a half ago. And we got these bizarre non-updates. So there was no updates given. And the whole thing is, this is all on Lamar. Now, maybe he's good enough to where it doesn't matter. But if it's me, okay, here's the thing. We do this deal where we talk about teams as if they're trying to get over on players. They're trying to pay them for, only the lowest amount possible. The narrative out there for other people is the Ravens don't want to pay Lamar Jackson. It's not true. It's never been true. It'll never be true. Matter of fact, they built their entire offense. They've drafted. They've done everything possible to put him in the best position of success. People all the time talk about, well, you got to get rid of Greg Roman because blah, 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 blah. Like, bro, Greg Roman is the reason Lamar Jackson was the MVP. That's his offense, which fits Lamar to a T, and other people are copying. He's, in any conversation, the greatest running quarterback of all time, and he's, for a running quarterback, he's a damn good thrower. For a drop back passer, he's okay. But because he brings in the element of 11-on-11 football, because of his elusiveness, and he does throw a very good deep ball, like he's really, really hard to cover. But as we've seen from these types of quarterbacks, they level off because of injury and attrition, or because people figure them out, or like, look, in the NFL, like, I get the Chargers should have run the football, but you got to pass to win. Right? You got to be able to, this is the Tua thing. You got to be able to throw the in and the out routes. You got to be able to throw deep and the underneath stuff. That's really what it's about. And here's the other part that no one will mention. When he's lost these playoff games, and he's won one, when he's lost, they've had a top 10, many times top 5 defense. It ain't the defense's fault. Wasn't the defense's fault yesterday. Tyler Huntley, I don't know why he's going over the top. I don't know why they're not giving the ball to J.K. Dobbins, but they did, and they end up losing the game because of it. Right? They're going in for a lead, to lead the game and score against a Cincinnati team that struggled to move the football against their defense, and the ball stripped at the 1 foot line, run back for a touchdown. That was kind of that as a ball game. Here's J.K. Dobbins after the game.
I'm a guy that feels like if I'm on the field all the time, then I can help this team win. I wasn't, and it's the playoffs. Why am I not out there all the time?
How do you move past the frustration of not being the guy?
I should be the guy. I'm tired of holding that back. I'm tired of that. 12, it's the playoffs. I'm tired of holding that back. Let's go win the game. I'm tired of holding back on that. I'm tired of that.
Did you say that to anybody?
Yeah, I did. I'm tired of it. Like I'm a playmaker. I'm a guy that my teammates feed off me when I'm on the field. I should be out there all the time.
I loved J.K. Dobbins. I think he's a great football player. But another Ohio State game that needs to shut his mouth. Not for any other reason than that is toxicity to the nth degree. He's not wrong. You just can't say it. He's not wrong. You just can't say it. Right? Because, again, and I don't have the all-22 footage. I don't know. Did J.K. Dobbins pick up every block in pass pro he was supposed to? J.K. Dobbins is a great player, right? Obviously, devastating knee injury, cost him a bunch of time, but he's a very good player. And I'm not saying that he's wrong. Lamar Jackson has done this to himself. Not having an agent, not negotiating, or if you're going to sit out, you sit out in the preseason and early in the season. You don't hurt your team. The whole idea of Lamar Jackson, the whole thing that we've all said is, hey, he's awesome in the regular season, but man, it sure feels like he's limited in the postseason. So you sit out in the postseason because you're hurt but not injured? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Here's Tyler Huntley on the fumble at the goal line.
We got all season now. I'm going to be thinking about that the whole off season, how just one play, they won the game, and it's going to be hard, but I think that's going to motivate me to just grind hard, work hard, and be ready for next year.
Well, I got to tell you, okay, I got to say this. I get it. I understand that Tyler Huntley did something that no quarterback is going to do probably ever again, extend the football, because there's just big dudes out there that are stronger than you, can hit it out of your hands. But this is what Lamar Jackson posted on Instagram. When you have something good, you don't play with it. You don't take chances on losing it. You don't neglect it. When you have something good, you pour into it. You appreciate it. Because when you take care of something good, that good takes care of you too. This is in line with everything Lamar has posted or tweeted about his contract situation. When others have said, I wouldn't pay Lamar $250 million guaranteed, Lamar himself, to some rando on Twitter, has said, well, then you don't love Lamar. Lamar believes the only way to show him love, the only way to do something good with his talents, and otherwise you're neglecting his talents, is to pay him as much or more money guaranteed than Deshaun Watson. And the league told you that all these other more accomplished quarterbacks than Deshaun, some less accomplished than Deshaun, but everybody in line has signed for less money guaranteed and not fully guaranteed deals. His deal would have been done if he had an agent, or he wouldn't have sat out a playoff game. Like, this thing is so flammable that it probably gets to a point where you go like, man, are we going to have to trade this dude? And the Ravens don't want to trade him. They just want to sign him for the appropriate price. You know? And you are worth what someone's willing to pay you. Never forget that. You are worth what someone's... Now, he may get paid by the Jets, maybe not. I don't know. But everyone I've talked to in the NFL has said, and has said others have said the same thing, that the Deshaun Watson contract is ridiculous. And though Lamar has no off-the-field issues, no catastrophic knee injuries, and Deshaun has too, and he's been an MVP when Deshaun has not, it has nothing to do with that. 5 years guaranteed to any quarterback, especially a running quarterback, is insane at the top of the market money. So I feel like everything we said is in fact true. I also think whether it's Dobbins saying in the locker room, and Dobbins also said we win if we have Lamar Jackson's quarterback. But by the way, dude, like, again, you're not wrong, but Tyler Huntley was your quarterback. Like, what are you doing? Tyler Huntley's not as good as Lamar Jackson. He's still your teammate. Greg Roman did not make the right calls in the red zone. He's still your coach. I don't know what you do if you're the Ravens. What do you think, Jay Stu?
I have no idea what the team's going to do. I just know that I don't think that I think Lamar Jackson is losing the fan base here. Like, what do you do then? Like, the his talent, I guess, is his leverage, but like, I can't imagine being a diehard Ravens fan this morning and reading that story and being like, oh, okay, so you didn't play in the playoff game because of this. That's basically an admission. Michael Vick's comments yesterday, I've played with that exact injury. Put a brace on it. He's alienating the fan base as opposed to trying to get them behind him for this contract negotiation.
By the way, NFLPA is just as out of line as everybody else. Like, hey, dude, the NFLPA is a joke. Okay, if you wanted fully guaranteed contracts, you know what you should have done? You should have held out in contract negotiations for your CBA to get it, but you didn't. Right? And now after the fact, and by the way, like it's like, well, they don't have guaranteed money. Like, yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Lamar was offered somewhere between 130 and 200 guaranteed, just not $250 million guaranteed. And there's lots of clauses you can put in that protect the player, you know, so that you get most of your money. And oh yeah, by the way, like it's not like the Baltimore Ravens pulled the plug on any of his money. He got every penny that was owed, including his 5th-year option. And they offered him a new contract. So I don't know what you do if you're the Ravens, but you can only trade him to somebody who's going to give him that Deshaun Watson deal. And by doing that, by creating that, I mean, like it shrinks the window of number of teams that are going to want to do it. No matter how many need a quarterback, I would guess there might be one, maybe two that are willing to go that level. Like, think of all the teams that need a quarterback, right? Carolina needs a quarterback. The Saints need a quarterback. The Buccaneers will probably need a quarterback. The Commanders need a quarterback. The Colts need a quarterback. The Raiders are going to be in need of a quarterback. And there is a pool of guys out there. There's no one else who's an MVP in their mid-20s who's out there. So maybe there's more teams than I think, but I just don't understand why didn't you hold out in the preseason, the early season instead of this? And, I mean, I love people being critical of Mike Vick. Like when Mike Vick played the position, he is right there with Lamar Jackson, the most athletic quarterbacks to ever play the position, and had the same injury and offered up his opinion. I think it looks terrible. But what happens is, because I like Sam Darnold more than Lamar Jackson in the draft, because Lamar Jackson, like, dude, his last year did not have a great year after the Heisman Trophy year, and his last game he was bad against Mississippi State. But because I thought Sam Darnold would be better, like somehow now like I'm hating on Lamar. I'm not. He's really good. But no really good would cause me to give a guy who's 5 years in the league at 25 years old a contract which seems to be malpractice, considering how he plays the position.